Hey everyone, what is going on? So we are going up against my friend Trexler in the Timeless Cup. His team will be Lapras, Venomoth, Ludicolo, Dragonair, Quagsire, and Charizard, and my team will be the same that I used against Maddie. It's going to be Lapras, Dragonair, Dusclops, Skuntank, Kingdra, and Meganium. But the difference is I am actually using Dusclops in this video because I wanted to try it out and see how it worked. You know, I do think Dusclops could have some use. It's interesting. It definitely dominated the Sinister Cup, but it's a little bit different here. It doesn't necessarily dominate it. I think it's okay. It does get Ice Punch, so that's one thing to note. Whereas in the Sinister Cup you used Fire Punch, right? This cup, it can get Ice Punch, so it can hit those Dragon types, as well as Shadow Punch, and it takes 4 Hex to get to both. So, it's actually not a bad Pokemon, and it's really thick, it's really tanky, so, we'll see. Anyway, we're gonna bring in that, Dusclops right now, charging up some energy, charging up a little bit extra, and we do fire off the Shadow Punch, excuse me, I was about to say Shadow Claw, and as you can see, it doesn't do that much to Quagsire, but it does charge up fast, so we're actually able to get off another one. So, no, it doesn't do a lot, but the damage does add up. He's going to hit us with a charge move. I actually let this one go, mainly because I was curious at how much it would do. Dusclops just taking that Stone Edge, just taking it easy, you know? I do decide to switch into my Dragonair. He does hit me with an Earthquake. I have 2 shields, so I might as well use them. And now it's basically the game because I just farm him down. He has a shield, but Dragon Breath does not care about shields, as we discussed in previous videos. So picking up 1,000 Stardust because it is the double Stardust per trainer battle, so I will take that. So very, very good game. So for the next one, we lead Lapras. Now, his Lapras actually doesn't have Skull Bash, but in these battles, of course, I didn't know that. So, you know, I had to play assuming it was Skull Bash, but it's actually Ice Beam, although he doesn't use it. Now, he uses his charge move before I get to Skull Bash, so I knew this was a Surf. So that basically told me that he doesn't have Skull Bash, although I still think he should have charged up to Skull Bash, because then maybe I would have shielded expecting the Skull Bash. But he's just firing off Surfs, totally fine. I go for my Skull Bash, and he is going to go ahead and let that go through. So, fine for me. I'm going to charge up to Skull Bash. Let's see what I decide to hit. I actually go for another Skull Bash, going straight for the knockout, right? So if he blocks, we take a shield, and our defense continues to grow. And we'll probably just still be able to knock him out anyway, right? So he brings in the Kingdra, and because we raised our defense twice, we're actually able to almost get to Skull Bash. So we do get to Skull Bash, but I click on Surf because I didn't think I was going to make it. So it's kind of like a fast click, but he used the shield anyway. And unfortunately, he feints me before I'm able to get off another Surf because I wasn't thinking I had one. But obviously I did have another one. So that was kind of a mistake because I wasn't immediately clicking on it. But that's okay. So he goes for Outrage and then he switches into Charizard. Perfect for me because I do have Aqua Tail. Now, I do like Charizard for this cup, I really do, because it gets to Dragon Claw really fast, and that's going to threaten the Dragon types, because you know the Dragon Claw is coming, right? You're not going to go for Blast Burn, because Dragons resist it, and it's not a bait, because Dragon Claw gets there faster, right? So, you're definitely going to go for the Dragon Claw, so it's like, do you shield or do you not? Depends on the situation, but either way, obviously, we shielded that Dragon Claw, and we do pick up this game, but I really do like Charizard for that reason as a starter, so I am leaning towards that, but we'll see. We'll see. So, for the next game, I lead with Dusclops. He leads with his Quagsire. So, I do switch into my Meganium. He switches into his Charizard. So, definitely not good for me. I guess I could have stayed in the matchup, but I was hoping... I don't know, I just switched. What can I say? So, I hit him with an Earthquake, and guys, we actually do a good amount of damage. That did a lot. So, now I knew I couldn't get to another Earthquake, or at least I didn't think I could, so I do hit him with the Frenzy Plant. He blocks, I guess expecting the Earthquake. So, at least we take a shield. So, Meganium actually standing up against Charizard. Obviously, it's not ideal, but... so let's see. So Dusclops is going to take this attack. It will be that Blast Burn. That did a lot of damage. We're still able to take it, but look how much damage that did. And he hits us now, which is what I assume to be a Dragon Claw, and we still take it, guys, and we're able to get off Shadow Punch. So we take a Blast Burn and a Dragon Claw to the face, and we're able to get off Shadow Claw, which will take his shield. He will knock us out, but we took both of his shields, so Dusclops really putting in work. Way to go. So I don't know, I like it. I like Dusclops. I like it. I don't think it's the greatest for this cup. I mean, it was definitely good for Sinister. I loved it for Sinister, but it's definitely a lot of fun to use. So if you want to go with a spicy pick, Dusclops may be the way to go. It's definitely a lot of fun. But he does get off his charge move. Gonna be that Stone Edge. I will opt to shield it. And I am just charging up energy, and I do go for my Aqua Tail right now. So let's see what he decides to do. Obviously, he has to take that. We're just continuing on, trying to knock him out. He does hit us with a charge move. Let's see if it's Stone Edge. It is Earthquake, and that knocks us out. So he actually wins that one. That was a very close game. So I thought I was going to win that at one point, but he actually pulls on through and he wins it. So good game. Good game. So we're going to jump into another one, and we're going to lead with Lapras. He leads with his Ludicolo. This is definitely not good for me because we're doing neutral to him while he's doing super effective. Now, I actually did take a while to switch because I was thinking of who to switch out to, and but he took a while to switch as well, so that allowed me to charge up energy. So we are going to go straight for that crunch, doing a good amount of damage to his Quagsire, almost getting to another. So I do go ahead and shield this. So my thought here was like, okay, I'll shield this, and then I'll get to a crunch, and he'll probably shield this. If he doesn't, it's going to knock him out or come very, very close. He does decide to shield it. I think that would have knocked him out. So I am going to, I think I shield this. Yeah, I do decide to shield it because I knew I could get to a crunch, and when I get to that crunch, it's going to either knock him out or take his last shield, so we'll both be at 0 shields. So let's see. He does decide to shield it, so of course I know I lose this matchup because we're not going to be able to get to another crunch. He actually pulls the switch though, so he was probably at the Stone Edge. He could have hit us and knock us out, which is what I was expecting. So we do get off that crunch against Charizard, not against the Quagsire. I guess he's saving the energy. It's totally fine. I bring in Lapras, and yeah, this is not good because Blast Burn is going to be neutral to us, and you know how much Blast Burn does. Wow, that did a lot. So I do hit him with a Surf. So Surf is going to definitely knock out the Charizard, but I couldn't feint him with Ice Shot. We were way too low, and we're still too low. So he does bring in his Quagsire, and he's just going to be able to knock down my Lapras. I bring in my Dragonair, so let's see what attack this is. As you know, he has energy ready to go. We could take a Stone Edge, as we do. And then he's going to bring in his final Pokemon, which is going to be that Ludicolo, and we actually get to the return. Because he charged up energy earlier against my Skunk Tank, I thought he was going to make it before I did. I can't believe I won that one. I thought I was definitely going to lose that game, but we actually pull it through and we win. So very good game. Very good game. So we're going to jump into another one, of course. And I lead with Dusclops this time. He does lead with his Quagsire. So we saw earlier that I decided to switch out. I think I play this matchup. So let's see what happens in it. So we're just charging up energy. He gets off his charge move. I do let it go through. Let's see what he hits me with. It is going to be an Earthquake. It does do a lot. Okay, it definitely does a lot of damage, but Dusclops is able to take it. So we're going to go ahead and go for a Shadow Punch. I should have 2 ready to go, as I do. So we get off another back-to-back Shadow Punch. As I said, not doing a lot of damage, but the damage does add up, and it charges fast, and we're actually able to get to a third, so that's 3 before he can get to a second Stone Edge. Unless if he's at the Stone Edge, he's just trying to feint me down, but he does go for the Stone Edge now. Now, I was thinking, should I block this? I decided to let it go. I could have blocked it, but I didn't know if he was like closer to another one. But anyway, I bring in my Lapras. He brings in his Lapras. He switches immediately. That was a blind switch. But I'm okay with this because I'm pretty confident at this point that he does not have Skull Bash. And as you can see, he used Surf against me before I was even at a Skull Bash. So I knew this attack wasn't a Skull Bash. So I hit him with a Skull Bash. He's going to let it go through. And we're going to get hit with a Surf. I could let Lapras take these. Surf or Ice Beam, but either way, I mean, it should be a Surf, but either way, it doesn't really matter. So we're just going to charge up, and he is going to hit us with another Surf. And because our defense is raised, you guys know we're taking it better than he can even take Surf. So I'm just charging up. I do decide to go for a Surf, hoping to catch Shield. And if he decides not to shield, I still have another Surf ready to go, as you can see. But I don't click on it because I was trying to farm him down. He does get off another Surf, totally fine. So as you can see, I'm trying to farm down the Lapras as we're able to. So even though he was hitting me with multiple Surfs, that still got us really low. I guess because of how spammy Surf can be with an Ice Shot Lapras. So he brings in Quagsire, we hit him with Skull Bash, and we actually get to a Surf against his Charizard. So we know we're going to take a shield, it has to. So he does use the shield, finally. So I bring in Dragonair, and we've seen this matchup before. All I have to do, first of all, I could take a Dragon Claw. So all I have to do is shield twice, and I'm going to be able to feint him down with my Dragon Breath, right? Because I shield this. Even if he gets to another one, I know my Dragonair can take it. So I don't have to worry. No point in going for Aqua Tails because he's just going to shield it. And as you can see, he does get to a Dragon Claw, but I know Dragonair is going to take it, and we're going to be able to knock him out. So, very good game. A close one at that, but we do pull it out. That's the thing. If you hold on to shields, I've mentioned it in another video, but if you hold on to shields, Dragon Breath doesn't care about shields because it's a fast move. So, same with Razor Leaf, right? If you have a strong Razor Leaf user. So, I'm not saying I mean, I don't know. You might want to hold on to shields. Depends on your opponent's team, but sometimes you might not want to. But either way, I use the return, and he actually switches to catch the return, so that was a nice switch on his end. I am going to charge up a little bit and then bring in my Lapras. I know my Lapras is safe in this matchup because I know that he does not have Skull Bash at this point in time. So we could take these Surfs, and we will take them. I feel like there's no need to bluff, so I don't think I bluffed the Surf against the Lapras, because if he had Skull Bash, then maybe, but I know he doesn't. So I do go straight for that Skull Bash. And I believe, let's see what happens. He actually does block it. So, very interesting shield. The only reason I say that is because he can't get to his Skull Bash because he doesn't have one. But I guess he's just charging up energy. We get to another Skull Bash. So, obviously he has multiple Surfs or Ice Beams ready to go at this point. But he just lets it go down. So, he's going to bring in his Ludicolo. And I am going to get to his Surf. Now, this wouldn't do much against the Ludicolo, but since he's very low, I'll take whatever damage I can get. So who do I decide to bring in? I decide to bring in my Dusclops, and he brings in his Charizard. Totally fine with me. I'm just gonna charge up, and I know I could take Dragon Claws, I could take Blast Burn. We're gonna go straight for that Shadow Punch, and he does get to a charge move. I have 2 shields, but I do let it go through. It is going to be Blast Burn, so it does do a lot of damage. So even though Dusclops is really thick, it still does a lot of damage. That's okay. We're going to go for the Shadow Punch. He will shield that. That's what I wanted to see. I do have, as you know, guys, the Pokemon I love bringing, Dragonair. I feel like, to me, it seems like Dragonair is the Vigoroth of the Jungle Cup, right? Except it's for the Timeless Cup. I feel like you have to bring Dragonair. I always bring it, unlike every game. So I am going to go ahead and shield this Ludicolo up so we don't take the Ice Beam. Obviously, we couldn't take it. And then we're just going to be able to feint down Ludicolo. So we do go ahead and win that one. So that was another good game. All these games were good, guys. All of them. By the way, I did want to mention that some of these games, I believe, are out of order, and that's not a big deal. The only reason that might matter is if you see, like, my medal go up to, like, 166, and then the next game might go up to 164, or something like that. It's not a big deal, but I just thought I'd mention it. So right now I have Kingdra against his Quagsire. We're going to shield that Stone Edge. I am trying to get to an Outrage. I do get to it. So we're going to take a shield, or we're going to knock out the Quagsire. Let's see what he decides to do. He will go ahead and shield that one up. Totally fine. He does get to another charge move. I let this go through because I figured he would get to another Stone Edge before I was able to feint him down. At least I thought he would have. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he would have. He definitely would have. Because he's still alive and he definitely has a charge move, as you could see. So I'm going to go ahead and shield up my Dragonair to protect it. And it was Earthquake, so it was a good thing I shielded it up. And then we feint down Quagsire, so he is up a shield, so a little bit dangerous. Let's see what he decides to bring in. It is going to be that Venomoth, so okay, let's see what happens. I am going to charge up a little bit extra and go for the Aqua Tail. So let's see how much damage this does. It's going to do a decent amount, and I think I tried to feint him down, but unfortunately he gets to a Silver Wind before I was able to feint him down. I thought he would have, but we actually survive, guys. We survive, and then we go for the Aqua Tail, which is good because this allows us to take his last shield, because obviously you don't want to take an Aqua Tail. So he does knock out Dragonair. I bring in my final Pokemon. It's going to be that Skunk Tank. I wasn't feeling pretty good about this game at this point because I knew Charizard could take the crunch. It's close, but he does take it, and I was like, can I feint him down? I cannot. So, You know, maybe one more turn we could have done it, but Blast Burn will knock out Skunk Tank. So literally one HP, he gets me on there. So very good game. Very good game. We pick up another 1,000 starters. That's always nice. So we're going to jump into another one. I lead with my Dusclops. He leads with his Quagsire. A matchup we have seen in this video before. So I am just going to charge up, and I decide to switch to my Meganium, which is good because he does go for his charge move, so Meganium will soak that. Actually doing a decent amount, actually does a pretty good amount of damage. So he brings in his Charizard, and I will go for my Earthquake. This is one that he does take. He does take this Earthquake, but it will do a lot. We've seen it before in this video again. Unfortunately, because he used his fast move, not his fast move, his charge move from Quagsire on my Charizard, we cannot get to a Frenzy Plant in time, but that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and take this attack. It will be a Dragon Claw. Maybe he expected like one of my dragons to come in. That's why he went for Dragon Claw. I'm assuming this is another Dragon Claw. It is. So Dusclops can eat those. I am going to go for my Shadow Punch against his Charizard. And it won't go down, but that's fine because that allows us to get another Hex in, which allows us to get more energy. And let's see what he decides to bring in. He is going to bring in Kingdra. Against Kingdra, I do go for the Shadow Punch because Dusclops gets the same attack bonus for it. Plus, you know, both of them are neutral. Ice Punch as well as Shadow Punch. So might as well go for Shadow Punch. Going for another Shadow Punch. And we're just trying to do as much damage as possible. As you can see, we are doing as much damage. That Kingdra is almost gone. So we bring in Dragonair. Obviously, you gotta protect this outrage. Can't take that with a Dragonair. Even if I could take it, I would be very low. I'm not sure if I could. But either way, he brings in his Quagsire. I'm going to charge up energy. And let's see. I do decide to shield this. I'm expecting a Stone Edge. It is a Stone Edge. But I didn't want to take it. So anyway, I was just trying to feint him down. But he does get off his charge move, which is going to be another Stone Edge. But Dragonair can take it. And that is going to be game. And that will be it for this video, guys. I will see you in the next one. Have a good day. Bye.